Good morning, all. How are y'all today?
I'm good, Katie.
Awesome. Great to see you guys. Love our videos on.
Hello, hello.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Fernando Rover. I'm the Workforce Development Liaison for Bexar County's Economic and Community Development. I also oversee all marketing and recruitment for Texas Maine. Welcome to our 2020 to 2021 recruitment kickoff. Sorry about that. And just a couple housekeeping items. We ask that you please mute yourselves, and if you have any questions or comments, please communicate through the chat, and we'll answer accordingly. We'll go ahead and get started.
Yes, we are recording the session for that person who asked that question. So this is a recorded session.
Yes, thank you, Katie. Yes, we are recording. We are recording for this to be shared out. Thank you.
Okay, are we getting started? Are we waiting a few more minutes? What are we doing?
We can start.
Okay, cool. All right, first thing I want to know, how many of you have business attire on the top and PJs on the bottom? Come on now, raise of hands. Tracy Anderson? No, everybody's good?
I actually have kids in class.
So I hope you're fully dressed then, Carla. Yeah.
I am.
Awesome. Well, it's great to see you guys today. So, of course, I'm Katie Chain. I'm with HEB, and I'm working from home. So, I do have all of my work attire on today just for you guys. So, and I actually put makeup on today, so it's a good day. So, thank you guys for joining us. We're going to go through the Texas Fame. We're going to give you guys a little bit of information about what the program is all about, how you can share it with your students, things like that. Do we have students on here today as well? Okay, yes, okay, maybe. Okay, cool. All right, well, here we go. So, Texas Fame. So, Texas Fame is, of course, stands for Texas Federation for Advanced Manufacturing Education. Important thing is that it's an industry-led organization based on a successful model out of Kentucky. This model was led up in the beginning by Toyota. So, thank you, Maurice and team, for bringing this to Texas so that we can really all share in the wealth of this amazing program that we have here today. The board members are seasoned professionals with leading companies in manufacturing field. We work together to address shared skills, recruit and train individuals to fill the pipelines. You'll see a picture of all of us in this picture below. It's a fantastic picture. This was actually at our first Texas Fame graduation that we had. So we all had a great time. Next slide. So here are the participating companies that are currently enrolled in the Texas Fame program, and that they're not all sponsoring students every season or every year, but for the most part, we all are. It just depends on the current situation with the current company. I can tell you probably 9 out of the 10 are sponsoring this next fall, which is fantastic. Next slide. So we have a couple of programs to talk about. And the biggest program that we have, and the program that HEB personally has been involved in for several years, and that Toyota brought to San Antonio when they built their manufacturing plant, is the Advanced Manufacturing Technician, the AMT program. This program is a 2-year Associates of Applied Science and Advanced Manufacturing Technology apprenticeship program at St. Philip's College Southwest Campus. That's a very long sentence. Okay. So, and then we have our second program, which is the newest program, thanks to Bexar County. Pooja and her team have kind of led the bringing this to fruition, is the FAME Accelerated Skills Program. It's basically the FAST program. It's a 9-week boot camp style training program designed to train individuals into an entry-level multi-skilled technician career. This does not require a 2-year degree. It's just what it says. It's a 9-week accelerated program. So there's a fit for everyone in these two programs. Next slide. So we'll start talking about the AMT program first, and we're going to let David Heim David Heim is the program director. Is David taking this, or am I, Fernando?
David is. Mr. Heim is.
Awesome. So David Heim is our new program director for our program with St. Philip's College. He took Donley Wilson's place, if you guys were familiar with him. And he's going to go over the program at St. Philip's College. So, David, you can take it away.
Okay, sounds good. So, hello everyone. I'll start with a brief introduction. My name's David Heim, and as Katie said, I took over as a program director at the beginning of this semester. So for those who I haven't introduced myself to, I'll give you a real quick introduction. I'm a veteran. I spent about 5 years in the U.S. Army, pretty much right out of high school. I also continued to serve in the Army National Guard for about another 6 years, roughly. After coming off active duty, I've spent more than a decade now working in both manufacturing and in energy sectors. I left my last employer earlier this year for a number of reasons, and this opportunity presented itself last summer, and I jumped on it. And I got to say, I've really enjoyed it. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm going to continue and try and have a positive impact on our students. So a little bit about myself. Do you want to jump to the next slide, Fernando? Whoever's controlling it. Okay, so basic program overview. A 2 years associate of applied science and advanced manufacturing is what St. Philip's will reward the students upon completion of the program. So that's going to be 60 semester hours, which are transferable to any state school if they choose to continue their education. Next bullet there. Many of our students do qualify for financial aid through FAFSA grants. And loans if they need them. Also, there's a program that is ran out of the same building called Quest, who also offers tuition assistance as well as many other monies for the students to use for a gambit of things, to include tools in some cases. They offer a lot, and they'll first year students will meet with the Quest people. I'll make sure that happens. Let's see. So basically the way it works is the students are attending classes 2 days a week. They're spending all day at school, and the remaining 3 days of the week, the remaining 3 days, they're going to be working at one of our sponsor companies. Okay, so what do they learn? As you can see, there's some technical skills listed there, electrical systems, robotics, fluid power, mechanics, PLCs, industrial troubleshooting. That's just to name a few. They're basically going to touch on everything that's involved in process control and automation under the umbrella of manufacturing, but these skills are applicable to across different industries. So that's just to name a few. We touch on everything. They're also going to be looking at manufacturing core exercises, so safety culture, visual workplace organization, lean manufacturing, to name a few. And these are extremely important, and we're going to be looking at them specifically from the perspective of manufacturing. And then professional behaviors, which of course is extremely important: attendance, initiative, diligence, interpersonal relationships, communication, all these things that are extremely important in the workplace, and maybe things that would be less emphasized in sort of a traditional program. We really take those things seriously because they're a key to success in industry. So, and of course, they will have the opportunity to earn a livable wage because they're going to be working for our sponsor companies and potentially graduate with little to no student debt, which is huge. So that's a basic overview. I don't know if you want to take any questions right now, Fernando. I can answer them. I do got to hop off at 1:45. I actually have a class that I need to prep for it too. So if it runs past that, I'll have to hop off. Did I lose you, Fernando?
Yes, Mr. Heim. Yes, we're taking questions at the end, but what we'll do is I'll make sure to communicate your contact information for follow-up for our guests.
Yeah, I'll throw my contact info in the text message here, and I'm sure Fernando will push it out too. So if anybody has any further questions regarding the program, please feel free to reach out to me anytime.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heim, for your time.
Of course.
And we'll hear from Hugo Rodriguez, who is a senior maintenance manager from C.H. Guenther & Son.
Good afternoon, all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Again, Hugo Rodriguez, senior maintenance manager here in the San Antonio facility. I did spend some time on the road about 3 years in a row helping other maintenance departments throughout our organization. I started here almost 20 years ago when the company was about 3 companies strong here in the U.S. And I guess, which slide did you leave on there, Fernando? Okay. It was privately owned, started in 1851, recently acquired in 2018 by a Pritzker Group out of Chicago. Today we are 10 US plants, 6 in Canada and 6 in Europe, approximately 3,500 employees. Here in the San Antonio plant, we have 200. We sell the retail, food service. Right now, our retail is flying off the shelves. Our food service is a little bit hurting right now, like most. So, what else you got there, Fernando? This is basically the history of how it started and the times that the different plants have been acquired. We are considered dry mix and frozen only because, like San Antonio, it's all powder. And in other facilities, we do biscuits, McGriddles, so considered more of a frozen plant. And that kind of gives you an idea where the plants are throughout the organization. And most, if not all, are all based flour-based products. Most recently, Cookie Tree, they make cookies for different sandwich places and whatnot. So again, here in San Antonio, just to give you a quick rundown of the plant, 200 employees here. We take wheat, we turn it into flour, and we take every bit of that flour and pack it in anywhere between a 1.5 or 1.25 ounce gravy pouch up to a 50-pound, say, tortilla, flour, or Fuddrucker mix. And we do that all on 13 lines. We've got robotics, automation. We got still a few old equipment that still runs pretty good, but in the last 20 years, at least since I've been here, we've invested a lot in new technology. Today we are in maintenance, 25 total with myself, with a planner scheduler, parts person on each shift, 5 mechanics average per shift, and a control specialist per shift. Today we are trying to fill at least 2 mechanics, 1 control specialist, and a supervisor. And I've been told by Ray that we are budgeting again this year, and hopefully it'll happen, to get involved, to get a couple of guys from the school. That's pretty much all I got.
Thank you so much, Hugo. That's fantastic. Who do we have? Okay, so now we've got Jim Lucier from HEB up next. Jim, you ready to take it away? Okay, so funny thing, I don't see Jim on the call. So I'm going to wing it here. Are we ready? Let's do this. Okay. All right, so HEB by the numbers. Okay, these are things I can speak to, so thank you. Thank you. So years in operation, 115 plus. Annual US sales, 28.2 billion. Annual global sales, 30 billion. Number of stores, 413. We have 120 employees, which we call partners at HEB. Now we have 3,000 plus manufacturing partners working in our plants. Maintenance partners, 250 plus, and of course that's across Texas. Number of manufacturing plants, 13, and our largest store is 185,000 square feet. Number of own brand items, which are items that are labeled HEB, Hill Country Fair, to name a few, Central Market, Joe V's, 22,000 plus items that are own brand items. And of course, everyone knows the reason why we use own brand items is because the profit margin is higher. So That's no secret, but our own brand items are actually guaranteed as good or better than a national brand. So next slide. Okay, so HEB MWT Manufacturing operates 13 plants to manufacture over 1,700 different products, employ over 250 maintenance technicians to maintain plant and support distribution center facility services, warehousing over 500 million in inventory in 19 distribution centers. Total warehouse space, including Mexico, is over 8.3 million square feet. Transportation, we have our own fleet, 449 tractors, 3,350 trailers, and 71 spotters, or mules as we call them. Our drivers drive over 60 million miles a year. So within all of these, I mean, the amount of careers that are available within these 3 areas alone is just phenomenal, all the way from diesel technicians to order selectors to quality inspectors, you name it. Next slide. So our San Antonio Retail Support Center, or SARSC, this is a list of those, the years open and the current square feet. So bakery plant opened in 1968. So we don't have to go through, well, meat plant, 1973, dairy plant, 1976, ice cream plant, which is the favorite plant to work in for everyone, 1980, snack plant, 2004, floral plant, 1987, print plant and mail services, 2007, I'm sorry. And then you've got all of our warehouses over here, more warehouse and transportation, and the different years that they were opened and the square feet of each one. Our most recent one being our super regional that was opened over near Wagner High School off of I-10 and Foster Road is huge. Let's just say that. I've been in the warehouse. It's fantastic. It's super clean, and it is just a warehouse. And so, you know, we're not manufacturing anything there, but the amount of space and along with the technology that's within that super regional warehouse is just fantastic. Transportation, trailer return centers, DSCs, built in 1968. You know, our fleet maintenance, delivery operation, and we ship over 400 trailers each day to retail stores across Texas and Mexico. Next slide. So career path at HEB. So let's see here. So I'm looking at this slide and I haven't seen it a ton. This is Jim's fantastic slide, but this just talks about the different areas: facility, services, maintenance, and advanced, leave, career, intermediate, entry, and intern. So the MWT maintenance intern Northeast, and this just gives you kind of a list of the different areas and the different types of maintenance technicians. Next slide. So this was our class of 2021. They're in the process now. They'll be graduating very soon. So we're going to take these five guys, and they're going to be offered full-time positions at HEB. Some great things about this, you know, when we bring on trainees, we've had a very good success rate. And so I think Maurice will talk about this a little bit too. But as these guys come in to the program, we really work with them. And so what's different a little bit about this program than a regular associate's program is that we're really offering wraparound services in a sense, where the industry is very in touch and communicates weekly with this college. So if we have a student that's slipping, maybe they're not doing so great in one of their courses, or they've missed classes, or there's something going on, someone from HEB, which would be Jim, would jump in and say, hey, you know, Carlos, what's going on? You know, why are you missing class? What can we do to help you? And then of course the school communicates that to us, and then we communicate back with the school and try to come up with solutions that will help the students. You know, sometimes these kids, it's a matter of their car broke down and they have no way to get to school, or they have someone sick at home and so they're trying to take care of them, or who knows what it could be. But, you know, we're really great about working with our students because we want them to be successful. We're investing time and money in these students, building relationships with these students, and our goal is to keep them on with HEB forever, if possible. Next slide. This was our class of 2020. These guys, they're great. Another great thing about these guys is that they actually go back out into, when we have recruiting season, they go back out and they help us recruit. So they talk to their own school. They'll go back, I believe one of these gentlemen graduated from Pleasanton or Divine High School, and he goes out and talks to students at Divine about the program and tells them, you know, how successful it's been for them. So every one of these guys graduated Class of 2020, they were offered full-time positions at HEB, and now they're maintenance technicians in our plant with the ability to continue to grow a career with HEB for as long as they choose to. Next slide. And this was our first class. These were our, I hate to say guinea pigs, but yes, they were the first class. This is when HEB first came on board and said, you know what, we want to join this program. We want to see, you know, what it's all about. And let me tell you something, it was super successful. Every one of these guys was offered a full-time position at our plant. They're all working with us. One of these gentlemen, Johnny Bravo right here, was an incumbent worker, so had already been with HEB, started out as an order selector, and then he went through the AMT program. He got, right after he graduated from the AMT program, of course, was offered a full-time technician program. At that point, he decided to apply for our leadership training program. And so right after he graduated as an AMT, he got into our leadership training program, and now he's actually an operations leader in one of our manufacturing plants. So, you know, the sky's the limit for these guys. Chandler graduated from Clemens High School. He's done a fantastic job. You know, I would say 3/4 of these guys really, they're right out of high school, and then a couple of them were incumbent workers. But either way, they've all just done a fantastic job. And it's kind of cool because you've got some guys that have been with HEB for a short time, and then you've got the guys, or not a short time, I'm sorry, they've been with HEB for a while, and then you've got these new students right out of high school, and they help each other. You know, they really, you know, the younger guys are, you know, are a lot more technology driven, and, you know, the other guys are very familiar with HEB and our culture. So it's a great mix, and it's always awesome to have a mix of them kind of coming up in the program together, and because they can lean on each other and help get through when they need to. Next slide. So that's it for HEB. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box and we'll answer all of them at the end. So now we're going to hear from Karen with Joyson Safety Systems. Karen, you ready to go?
I am. Thank you so much for that. Hope everybody is doing.
Well,
Can y'all hear
I'm
me?
so glad you're here because I don't think I could have winged it on Joyson.
So we're doing things a little bit different. We've had a couple of co-ops that have moved us from PowerPoint to videos. Now, the only problem is I'm more of a Teams person. I'm not that familiar with Zoom. So do I just share my screen?
I'll stop sharing, and then you'll be able to share, Karen.
Awesome.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So can y'all see it?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. Let me see where I'm at. Zoom. Oh. This one. All right, now y'all can see it?
Yes.
Okay, great. So thank you for bearing with me. So a little bit about our Joyson stamping plant. We are a global organization. Here in San Antonio, we stamp out seatbelt parts. We are currently making parts for almost all of the OEMs. And here's just a little video about what we do here.
Karen, should there be sound?
Yeah, you can't hear it? You're not getting the sound?
No, I'm not. No.
It's sounding over here. There's not a talk through. It's just kind of like background music. Let's see.
Do you think you can narrate over it and kind of speak to the different parts, Karen?
Okay, so we are a progressive stamping plant located here in San Antonio. The seatbelts are made literally out of those steel coils. They go through the presses. Our biggest press is 400 tons. That is some of our QVC. Those are the dies that are used to stamp out the parts. The parts get heat treated, which is just a big old oven, as I call it. It gets the hardness of the parts. Our deeper machines use different types of media or water to take out any burrs or imperfections in the parts. Our plating line is world class. It does nickel, chrome, and phosphate. It gives it that pretty shine. Our barrel line does the smaller parts. We do welding as well. Our plant 2 is our more automated. There's no hands on the parts until it gets to the end for pack out. So it does everything that plant 1 does, but one huge robot. The parts go through a different type of bath. They go through an eco bath. And then that's our final pack out. So that's just a little bit of our plan. There's lots of room for growth. We've had a couple of co-ops come in from a different program that we have with Alamo colleges as juniors, and now they're in their college years. We have some AMT graduates. We have one that's graduating now, hopefully this May. So far, he's got a straight A average, and we're hoping he keeps that. But I said, it's a great place to be at, one big happy family. So I stopped sharing my screen. There you go.
That was awesome, Karen. Thank you for sharing that video with us. Are you gonna do any other slides to share?
Yeah, we can look through the slides. I think these are the ones that BH sent up. So prior to me taking over for HR, our HR manager is now the plant manager. So we had a smooth transition. So next slide.
I think Karen, I think you want to share your screen again. I don't think you sent me over those slides.
Okay, then no, I don't have these slides.
Okay.
This computer, sorry about that. But the slides are all in the video. We're trying to do, our co-ops are amazing at doing videos.
That's okay. Can you talk about how many maintenance technicians you're looking for? Maybe a little bit about that and how that works for your company?
Yes. So for our maintenance techs, we have almost 2 different groups. I want to say our maintenance techs in plant 1 they deal with our machinery. It's more the old school maintenance techs. In our plant 2, we're moving to a lot more automation. Right now we are working on I call it the welding robot. It's able to weld the parts autonomously. It just came in. We're working on the programming for it right now. So we currently have 5 maintenance engineers who do all the magic behind the scenes. If we can download their brains into a computer, life would be great. So we're looking to sponsor 2 students for next year. So if y'all are interested, like I said, we're a great place to work.
That's awesome, Karen. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Oh, now Maurice, my friend, take it away.
Fantastic, Katie. Thank you very much for that great introduction. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our first 2021 kickoff recruiting event. Super excited to start this year. For Toyota, as everybody mentioned, we've been doing this for a little bit. And just to introduce to everybody, myself, who doesn't know most of the participants in this FAME chapter. My name is Maurice Salazar. I'm a skilled group leader at Toyota Motor Manufacturing, Texas, and I'm in the Human Resource and Development Department. But before that, before I moved into this department, I was a skilled group leader on the production floor, and I ran a team of skilled technicians throughout the plant. So we started the AMT program in 2013, and this is our 9th cohort that we are going to recruit. So we do recruit cohort style, meaning that we recruit a certain amount of students, and for the last 8 years, we've our target has been 20 students that we're going to sponsor this year. And what we do is we put them in different shops of the plant. Our facility is huge. Of course, we are Toyota, the world's largest automobile manufacturer. We have over 1.3 million production manufacturing floor space. We do over 1,000 trucks a day. We build the world's greatest pickup trucks, the Toyota Tacoma and the Toyota Tundra. And what we're looking for in our skilled technicians, we have slots for 330 skilled technicians, and we only have around 315. So what that means to individuals that are interested in this career field is a lot of opportunity, because the supply and demand is on the side of demand. So, and the reason why that is the case is because they're so hard to find individuals that have the types of skills we're looking for. As Mr. High mentioned, the degree plan is a multidiscipline degree plan with skills in electrical, mechanical, fluid power, programming, whether it be robotics or PLC programming, and some fabrication. But not just at skill level, we're also looking for the ultimate skilled team member. And this is what the skilled team member perfect vision looks like in our world. So we're looking for someone that's totally multi-skilled, strong math skills, strong reading capabilities, a technical learner, uses digital media very well, strong problem solver, meaning they like to break down problems and understand and get to resolutions, effective verbal and written communicator, and of course, interpersonal skills. Now, verbal communication and written communication skills and effective interpersonal skills all roll into the equation, because when you work in a fast-paced manufacturing, technology-laced facility, you have to work as a team. And having those natural teamwork skills is a must, just because there's so much going on at one time. And the other thing is, we're always looking to hire people that want to ascend in our companies, just like HEB, and Joyson and CH Guenther. Those types of workers come with so much skill. We want those individuals to have opportunity to move up to the next level. Hence is the associate degree plan with the AMT program. So we want that individual to be able to continue getting their education and continue to ascend up the corporate ladder if they should choose to do so. So that's what the vision looks like as far as the characteristics of our applicants and our skilled technicians. Go ahead, next slide, Fernando. So what does the next generation look like? Well, the next generation looks just like this, as we mentioned, to someone who's team-oriented, maybe a high school problem solver, or college problem solver, someone who likes to critically think. But if you look at the individuals in these pictures, they're all college students, and they're right out of high school or just beyond that. But what these pictures really depict is what they look like. They look just like regular people, just like me, just like you guys, your students that are in the classroom floor looking for some career pathway. And if these characteristics are some of the characteristics you see in your students or you see in yourself, and you like working with your hands, and you like to be challenged, and you like technology, this is a career path you should look into and get a little more information. Some of the pictures here you'll see we have a huge a great diverse cohort and a history of our cohorts. As you can see, we average around 20% of our cohorts are female. This program has added to our diversity on the plant floor at Toyota and has really, really changed the complex of our workplace, the way it works and the way it operates. Here as a skilled technician, it doesn't matter how strong you are, it matters how strong your mind is. Our program, all of the companies, just as Katie mentioned, they come with built-in mentoring and built-in resources. So the companies, when they invest in sponsoring students, that's an investment that we're looking for to pay back. So we're always looking to help develop, to help mature, to help teach those professional behaviors, that responsibility aspect of it. So if there is a situation, a situation that's going to cause you issues in the program, it is part as an adult to get those resources and to overcome those types of things. And those are the types of things that we embed into this program, whether it be on the school side with Mr. Heim or on your plant side mentor or your plant side supervisor or program leader. Those are things that you don't get in traditional colleges. And those are things that are out on the workforce floor, but you have to seek them out. And so that maturity aspect is something that we see that gets developed in our program all the way through. And so not just that, but as we have first year and second year students, our second year students get to mentor the first year students. So that's another layer of development that our students get as they go through this program. So go ahead, next slide, Fernando. So what do you learn? So Mr. Heim touched on it a little bit, and I'm going to just kind of expand on a little bit of the higher end of the program in a little bit here. But what we do learn is we learn those multidisciplines, as I mentioned, in electrical, mechanical, fluid power programming, and fabrication. We learn at the college level in a college lecture with a college professor. So you're going to get high school level types of academic curriculums, and then you're going to get an application of a control lab in the laboratories of the college. So you'll have your lecture, you'll have your first level application, and then when you get to your shop floors, you get that third level of real world application. You get to see what it looks like in all aspects. It's at the fundamental level, and that is exactly the way we want it, because all plants have different types of equipment, but fundamentally they're all baselined at the same way. You just have to develop those fundamentals into specific skills, and that's how you're going to get that three-tiered learning, that real world learning. And that's something you can't learn in any college classroom, any university. You have to learn it out on the job. So if we can go to our next slide, Fernando. So this is just a little bit of the history that we've had here at Toyota. We've graduated our sixth cohort in 2020, and we recruited our eighth cohort, and this year we're recruiting our ninth cohort. So if you look at the diversity of all those students that have graduated, you'll see a diverse group of skilled technicians, but what they all have in common is they're highly skilled, highly motivated, and highly prepared for success in their career pathway. These students have the world in front of them, as I mentioned, because of the supply and demand. The salaries are above average here in this region, and really above average throughout the nation. And so with these types of skills, you have these skills that no one can take away from you. You have experience and you have an education as you go through this. Built-in mentorship, built-in resources, but not just from the externals of the companies and externals of the schools, but as I mentioned, when you go through cohort style, the HEB group, the Joyson group, some of the other groups like CH Guenther when they have sponsorships, and Caterpillar when they have sponsorships, you go through as a classroom, as a cohort, and you go through all your classes together. And so friendships are built, and relationships are built, and liaisons are built. And so you get to be a resource, and you get to use the resource of the cohort. And that's done on purpose to instill that teamwork aspect of having to work as a team. So I can go through the numbers a little bit, but I can just tell you right now, we've always had a gap when it comes to skilled technicians at Toyota, but right now, the next slide will show you our graduating class. Go ahead, Fernando. We graduated 15 students. We offered all of them positions, and that made a total of 70 skilled team members at our facility here in San Antonio. 70 of our 300 skilled team members are now from the AMT program. So now there's a what's the term I'm looking for? There's a relationship. There's a bond between the students that go through the AMT program, and they just seem to connect better, and they work in conjunction with the more experienced technicians, and it's just they're gaining a whole lot of momentum where they're coming in highly skilled, highly successful, and when they get done with their degree plan and they move into the skilled workforce, they have 2 years behind their on their resume of experience, and they get to come in as value added. They're not off the street. overwhelmed anymore. You know, we feed them in easily, and they're really high performing, and we're so proud of that. And just a little tidbit for some of you counselors and maybe CTE directors out there. When we started this program, we had one female skilled technician, and now we have 19 of them. And as I mentioned earlier, it's really changing the landscape, changing the environment of how we do business out there, and the ideas and the respect that we have to have out on the floor. And it's just, it's been a phenomenal transition for us. And we're just so glad that this is really coming to fruition for us. And so we're really excited. But one thing I did want to mention about the program, if you're interested in the AMT program, there is an application process, and I don't know if Fernando's going to touch on this later, but you do have to apply to two.
Yes, I will.
Okay, you have to apply to 2 different locations. So if you're interested in Toyota, if you're interested in all the companies, I would suggest that you get information and show interest in all the companies so you can see the different aspects of how what companies have to offer, because you're the customer. We're out looking for you guys. You're not looking for jobs at our place. You're not knocking on our doors. We're knocking at your doors. And that is really a turn from any job I've ever looked for. So industry is looking for you. So if these are some of the skills that you're interested in getting, or some of the characteristics that you have, you like to work with your hands, you like to problem solve, you like to analyze and take things apart, this may be a career pathway for you. And if you're interested, please let the companies know, and we will take it from there. So that's my time with Toyota, and I appreciate you guys for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Maurice. That was fantastic. All right. So Carolyn, you ready to take it away?
Sure I am. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
Hey, everybody. My name is Carolyn. Good afternoon. I'm an HR specialist and Texas Fame representative with Toyota, Texas. Here at TTTX, we do focus on the development of our current team members. So we bring students into the program who are already incumbent workers. So because of that, I'm just going to speak a little bit about our company and who we are and what it is that we do. So we've been in operation since 2006. We're proud to be a Tier 1 automotive welding and stamping on-site supplier for Toyota here in San Antonio, as well as 2 Toyota plants in Mexico. We have 23 plants and offices worldwide, and we have the distinction of being the largest stamping and welding supplier globally for Toyota. Excitingly, we're also growing and expanding our business. In 2015, we've doubled in size, and we're currently building a 60,000 square foot plus addition. We have many departments in our facility, such as welding, stamping, conveyance, and machine maintenance, just to name a few. Here in San Antonio, we manufacture multiple parts for the Toyota Tundras and Tacomas, like floor panels, rear panels, parking brakes, and a lot more. We're so proud to be a strong corporate citizen in San Antonio as well, and we're honored to be in close partnerships with organizations such as Bexar County, Project Quest, and the San Antonio Children's Shelter. We are especially proud of our partnership with Texas Fame and that we can contribute to the growth and development of multi-skilled technicians in our region. It's kind of a layout of our plant and our shipment style here. So we have a pretty large facility here, and these are our locations across North America. All right, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Love it, Carolyn. Quick and efficient. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Leslie Cantu, you ready to go? So Leslie is our president of Texas Fame, and she's going to take it from here.
All right, guys. Good afternoon. Thank you, Katie. As Katie mentioned, my name is Leslie Cantu. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Administration for Toyota Texas, as well as the Texas Fame President. And I'm excited to be telling you a little bit more about our Texas Fast program. So this program is a 9-week bootcamp style training program for entry-level multi-skilled technicians. And I know we've already spent time talking about the AMT program, which is a great long-term strategy to fill the pipeline of multi-skilled technicians that you know you're going to be needing in the future. But this program was developed to address how do we fix the immediate need for employers in our community that have openings now, that even though we're investing in the long-term 2-year AMT program for upcoming needs, what do we do now to get that multi-skilled technician to help us with the growth and development of our business? And so Texas Fast came out of that need. And so this program is currently being housed at the Brook City-based training center that we have. Students are attending classes 5 days a week, so they go to school Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to noon. And the students will learn skills in, and these are just to name a few of the areas. So they learn mechanical components, electrical components, and the pneumatics and hydraulics. And they have a classroom style learning as well as hands-on lab experience. One of the neat components of this program is, in addition to the classroom and the lab portion, these students are paired up with industry partners in our community, and they're given an opportunity to participate in a 6-week experiential learning, hands-on, where they get to apply what they've learned in the class in the lab and really get that work experience under their belt. Even though it's short term, it does allow them to help solidify what they've learned in the classroom. Another really interesting component of the FAST program is not only are we helping upskill incumbents in our area, but one thing we're very proud of is the fact that we recruit individuals from what we consider non-traditional population streams. So we have strong partnerships with Bexar County Reentry, adult probation, juvenile probation, and pretrial. We also work with Next Level Opportunity Youth, Restore Education, and Workforce Solutions Alamo. So we're working with these population streams to provide these individuals with an opportunity to get connected to an in-demand occupation that's growing, that's developing as businesses become more technologically advanced. We know that there's already a huge number of multi-skilled technician positions across the nation, not only in our region, but nationally. There's that skills gap crisis. And so there's so much potential and opportunity for these students to have a growing and developing a career in advanced manufacturing. And then another really beneficial component to the FAST program is our partnership with Project Quest. So Project Quest is our partner to provide wraparound services. So this is to help support those non-traditional referral streams that may have some additional barriers or challenges to completing the training or to help them become successful in that experiential learning opportunity, and then to help them find that gainful employment and really start their career. So Project Quest has a proven track record of helping our students successfully complete that program and to become viable candidates for employment with future employers. So we're really excited about this program. We piloted it in 2017, had such great success with it that we just kicked off our recent cohort back in October. And I can speak personally on behalf of my company as we participated with it in the pilot phase. And we had such tremendous results and return on investment from upskilling our incumbents through that program. I won't go into the details of that now, but if anybody has some questions later on that come up in the chat, I'd be happy to share information at the end of this or even offline at a future conversation. So we're excited about this program and look forward to being able to help the community build a very solid pipeline of multi-skilled technicians that can help meet needs immediately. And that's what I have for the introduction to the FAST program, Katie.
Thank you so much, Leslie. That was fantastic. I guess I'll start my video. I always lecture people that go to meetings and don't have their video on because I'm like, it's like going to a meeting with a bag over your head, right? So anyway, okay, so we went through the FAST program. Fernando, what's next for us? Okay, we're going to talk about eligibility. Fernando, are you going to cover that, or is Leslie covering that?
No, we have our instructor Ron standby on call right now.
Oh, fantastic, Ron. All right, you ready to go?
Yes, Katie, I am. So thank you all for having me. As Fernando said, my name is Ron Stambaugh. I am the administrator for the workforce training. just a little bit about myself. I 25 years, I'm an electrical engineer. I've been military sector, government sector, manufacturing sector, energy sector. And my co-instructor has had 40 years in the industrial sector. So out here, we have a wealth of knowledge that we're just eager to share with everybody. But as we mentioned, it is a 9-week program. So we hit the ground running and we stay running. But to start off with, we want to make sure everybody's at the same playing field. So we go through the basics, basic math. We go through the basic tools, how to use and identify basic tools, how to read blueprints and machine drawings. First off, we cover the basics, and then we do jump into the more machine aspects, gearbox maintenance, bearing maintenance. We get actually the lecture on all those. What's the theory behind them? And then we actually do, that's a classroom environment. Then we actually get the hands-on. We have lab exercises to attach bearings, to remove bearings, to align gears, and to align shafts. We move into the electrical sector. We do theory on electronics. And then we go how to read schematics, how to use your meters, and how to troubleshoot those devices. So that is a really condensed version of what we're going through. We do through same thing with pneumatics and hydraulics. The theory behind it, we have labs on it, and then ultimately we break it, the students fix it. So we want to ensure that they get that good foundation, that basics of the theory behind it. And so, as it was mentioned before, we want these students to go out to all the various partners out there, and every partner has a different type of machine or a different circumstance. So we want our students to be able to go into a variety of areas, but have that fundamental knowledge and fundamental understanding that will carry them wherever they decide to go.
All right, thanks, Ron.
You're welcome.
We'll go ahead and we only have about 7 minutes left, so we'll go ahead and go through recruitment. So really quick, so one of the things that we obviously with everything going on with COVID, we wanted to, think about like how can we do recruitment, this upcoming year. Obviously, with everything going on in every school district is different. Some of you guys are in person, some of you guys are doing virtual instruction. So we wanted to make sure that we are able to still provide opportunities for you guys to learn about our programs, as well as continue to have students apply and get more information. So we do have a couple of open houses coming up that you'll be able to apply to. The registration link is available on our website, and feel free to email me, and then I'll be able to send you out the information as well. Just really quick, here is our program rack card that we have put together for the AMT program. Again, these visuals I can send out in a PDF packet for you guys to have for your reference as well. And then just how we kind of do presentations is that we utilize what's called a backyard recruiting strategy, where each of our companies recruit and present about Texas Fame to different schools, so that way we can cover more ground. So this is kind of how we kind of involve many of our schools and many of our school districts. And then this is the FAST program flyer as well. And again, I can send this out in a PDF file. And then again, the next upcoming one will be, next coming enrollment date is January 11th. And for any follow-up information on how to apply as well, I can send out that information as well. Okay, I know that was pretty quick. I wanted to make sure that we had time for any questions or any chat. And is there anything, Robert, in the chat that was not answered, or anything we can answer right now?
One thing I want to say is that for you guys who are with the school districts, if you have non-traditional learning campuses in your district, like Northeast has, I know they have one, SCUC has, the Byron Still, they're not the disciplinary campuses, but the non-traditional student campuses, please share this with the principals on those campuses, because I think either one of these programs could be great for those students as well. And sometimes they don't get invited to these kinds of things. So if you guys could take that in mind, that'd be great. Robert, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, thank you, Katie. We did get one question through the group chat from Anna Viadriel, and that question was, what would make a strong application? And to have a strong application is having all the materials and documents ready when you submit that application, so everything can be ready and move forward through the Texas FAME application process, so nothing goes missing. So is there anything else that anyone would like to add on that from a company perspective?
Robert, I'd like to add to that. That's a great question, Anna. So when, last year we had over 80 applicants and we couldn't select all of them, but speaking as a, from a representative from the industry side, we're looking for individuals that are interested in a STEM career field. So how do you prove you're interested in a STEM career field? What types of activities, what clubs have you joined? What actions have you done to think you enjoy a STEM career field? We're looking for those strong math skills, of course. We're looking for outgoing people. This is really a team-oriented career pathway. So even though they may not be extroverts, understanding that you're going to have to work in a team environment, and of course what Robert said, get all of your requirables in, get all your transfers, your transcripts, your essays, all of that, and just if you like those aspects of critically thinking and problem solving, and then just some examples of some of the ways that you've learned that's what you like, or some examples of that. You can include those in your essay, and then on your application with your STEM activity, and of course your good academic records, because that's really big when it comes to deciphering from one student to the other. We don't get to spend a lot of time with the students with our interviews, but those records are really, really helpful.
I would say also practice with them on Zoom interviews, guys. Some of these students just haven't, going into an in-person interview is one thing, but a Zoom interview is another. So if you can give any of your students or prospects, if you need someone to do mock interviews with your students, I'm glad to help with that, or someone else can, we can get a group that can help with that. But these students really need to understand the importance of a Zoom interview and the different aspects of it, like, the background noise and the background in general and their dress. Some of them just don't have that experience, so helping them out with that is good. Leslie, can you talk about the difference between maybe a candidate for the Texas FAST and a candidate for the AMT program, maybe what the differences in the two different applicants and what we're looking for, if there is one?
Sure, Katie. I think that's a good question. One thing that I've noticed is Carolyn had mentioned, we primarily work with incumbents. And so a lot of time on the incumbent side, it becomes a challenge for them to go through a 2-year, 5-semester program because of the family or other type of financial obligations that they have that make that kind of long-term commitment a little bit more challenging. So individuals that are maybe more, the non-traditional students would be excellent, but also individuals that are solid on the math side. So even students coming right out of school that did well in math, because it is an accelerated program, there need to be individuals that are self-motivated, committed to being able to focus and to make that commitment to quickly learn and absorb that information, and then also to have that self-confidence to speak up and to let the instructors know if they are experiencing some challenges or need some additional help, because the team, Ron and his team, are great about providing additional assistance to students in the classroom. So I think the candidates have a lot of similarities, because at the end we're looking at the same type of job. But I think definitely individuals that are confident about the direction that they want to go in, ready to start a career quickly, can learn very quickly, pick up in the classroom, as well as when they have that 6-week experiential learning opportunity, they can quickly relate to what they're seeing on the plant side, floor side, to what they learn in the classroom. So those are some of the characteristics, I think, of individuals that would make really good candidates for the FAST program.
All right, thank you, everybody. And it's already 2 o'clock. We'll go ahead. If there's any questions that you want to keep in the chat, we'll save the chat and we'll make sure to follow up with you guys accordingly. Again, we are recording this presentation, and we will send out the recording as well as a follow up. Thank you guys again for joining us, and wish you well on your weekend and rest of your school year.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. I know I posted things in the chat that I figured we wouldn't have time for, so we can follow up, but I wrote down a lot of